Geraldine Ryan-Lush. Geraldine, welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you so very much. I'm very happy to be here.
And this is a big milestone for you because this is your 30 years as being an author.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what has the last 3 decades been like for you as an author?
Well, it's been exciting. It's been, I really do love what I do, and in spite of the challenges and the hard work involved, it's all worth it, and I couldn't ask for any better. It's one of the nicest things in life to be an author.
So when did you start writing or realize that you wanted to start writing?
Well, I was always a writer, I guess, like growing up and everything else. I wrote poetry and things like that, but I never seriously got into it until into publication until my children were small, and I was teaching for a while, and I was a stay-at-home mom after that, and so I started writing children's books. I was freelancing for different newspapers and literary journals across Canada and things like that. So finally I said, I think I'm going to start writing my own books. So that's how it all started anyway.
Wow, yeah. And you are up to 20 books right now.
Yes, 20 books.
20 books, and are they different?
And counting, because I have all kinds of works that I find in my files that I started. When I started writing all these years ago, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
When my first book came out, and I was just so motivated all the time. So I was writing constantly all the time, it was just great. So, and among all this material, there's material that I just put aside, and now I'm finding it from my files, and oh my God, I really got to get this out. This is cute, I really got to put that out.
Material. With this too, you've received so many awards, including international acclaim as well.
Yes, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when my second book came out, Here's on Bears, which was a rhyming story about a shedding dog, and I sent it away to Annick Press in Toronto, and like years ago, you send them away to publishers, and you'd be all excited when you would get a form letter or something.
Yeah.
And if they clicked on it, even better with a little comment there, that meant even more. So I was getting encouragement from the very beginning, to be honest. So anyway, when I sent that away, as usual, I was just kind of, I kind of forgot about it after a few weeks or a month or whatever it was. And finally I got a call one day, and we love this, and but then when it came out in English and French. It came out in simultaneously. It came out in French and English. It was hardcover and softcover, and it was a big print run at the time too for that period in time. So, anyways, next thing you know, I started getting these letters in the mail. Hey, Geraldine, you won. You did, your book did this, your book did that. And American booksellers pick up the lists, and it was in the School Library Journal Best Books of the Year, and it was reviewed in just about every prestigious publication in Canada and a few in the States, and it was a real hit, and that was quite exciting, I have to say,
And you can see the passion, and what does it mean to you? Because you also just won the Canada Book Awards as well.
Yes, I won 4 of those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it means a lot because all these awards and interest in my work just more or less validates my work, and makes it more accessible, and it makes me more, proud as an author, to tell you the truth, that I can reach people and know that I'm doing something worthy, and I've done something worthy. So it just validates to nationally, internationally, all over the place, to readers for sure, of all genres of reading, not just children's books, but all. I've written children's books, adult novels, adult nonfiction, chapter books.
You mentioned some ghost stories,
ghost novels. I've pretty well done the gamut of categories and genres, so.
Wow, and you've actually brought some of your books and your work today, so tell us a little bit about this one specifically.
Well, that's a novel, a historical novel, because really it's really set in the early 90s during the cotton moratorium in Newfoundland, Labrador. And of course the cotton moratorium was quite a you know, a hostile kind of thing sometimes between different people. And it's the love story of a foreign man who comes here. He was shipwrecked and he had to stay here for a while. And there was tension between the fishermen and the foreign fishermen and the local fishermen and the shrimp and the cod and all that. So that was kind of a background to the novel. And in the midst of that, there was a love story involved. So, and the characters were separated for so many years and so on like that. And so it was different teams involved, you know, but it's universally accepted now. And well, it always was, but I mean, it's certainly popular and doing well.
Yeah.
That was the first one won a Canada Book Award.
And I do see as well that once when I wasn't looking, so
That's my very first book of poetry.
Wow.
I've written four, I think it's four, there's more not published yet, but I've written 4 or 5 children's rhyming stories. But that was my first collection that was an adult collection for college education and you know, high schoolers, college education, adults to 100 really. So that did really well too. That's in the Canadian, some kind of big thing about Canadian poetry in Ottawa somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
So it's in the universities. It's in a lot of universities in Canada and the US, right? That was my first collection of poetry.
And how was that, like, you know, writing for you, that different technique has been for you?
Well, when I was growing up as a kid, 10, 12 years old, I was writing poetry, but I used to do it in secret, like, you know. We used to write poetry, you know, and I used to love to do it, but it never even occurred to me, you know, maybe I should try and get published, because where I come from at that time, it wasn't talked about very much and so on, so it was only a small community, and you know, I didn't pursue it type of thing, you know, until a long time after. But when I had a collection that I was satisfied with, you know, Borealis Press in Ottawa published it, and it did quite well.
Yeah. So what other things are you working on at the moment?
I'm working on several, like I'm working on a memoir,
Ooh.
Girl of the Meadow.
Yeah.
Because I did grow up in St. Mary's Bay, that's where my roots are. And I'm working at, apart from that, there's other things that I'm always finding, like I said, you know, I'm piddling at something all the time. I'm just, you know, it's the way it is.
Amazing. And so where can people find you and buy your books?
I can be found on Amazon as one of the main sources where I source my work, and that's all over the world, of course. It's Amazon.ca in Canada, but it's all over, Amazon.uk. You can find it in Japan. Amazon's everywhere now, so when you get your books on Amazon, you know for sure that they're going all over the world, you know. So that's basically the main place, but some of my books are still in chapters, and different stores all over the place, you know. They're not hard to find, that's for sure. So I was going to mention this one here because
yes, of course.
this one received the Canada Book Award, and this, my young adult novel, received the Canada Book Award.
Amazing.
That's a novel of friendship, and that was my favorite book of all to write.
Oh wow!
Gravel Pit Kids. Yeah, it has very worthy messages of friendship and acceptance. You know that. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, you have done so much, and you've been so successful in your career. So it's been quite the honor to have you with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after this short break.